Hello and welcome to our panel regarding relations between East Asia and Israel at CLEANTECH area. My name is Tal Reshef, manager of the Israel-Asia Business Forum. Welcome to our panel. I'm honored to be with you here. And we are dealing here with the interesting and even fascinating cooperation and possible cooperation between Israel and Asia regarding the technology that is at the basis of CLEANTECH and the huge innovations that this area is presenting us lately. So let's start with you. You are representing a SunTech company here at the panel. You are a vice president dealing with a part of other issues, also with the regional region of Israel. I will be happy if you can tell us more about yourself and about the way that you see Israel in your area of responsibility.
Thank you. My name is Holly Wu. I'm currently the Vice President of Marketing for Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa. I joined the SunTech, or I joined the solar industry for almost 6 years. And then in short 6 years, I have seen the industry booming, which is really, positive, to me and also to many people who engage in this industry, like SunTech, to see that this trend is growing fast. And particularly Israel, through very close collaboration with local Israeli companies, SunTech has been cultivating this market since 2008. And so far now, we have achieved a lot in this market. But on the other hand, we also, through this more understanding about this market, we know this is the market, this is the country full of technologies, full of innovative ideas. So the next step, we want to open more collaborations, not just on the business side, but also on the R&D side. Yeah, that's why our Chief Technology Officer is coming tonight to conduct serious discussions and talks with the local technological companies, with local scientists, to deploy opportunities in collaboration.
Okay, thank you very much. Please pass it to Mr. Luo. Mr. Luo, you are representing the UNIDO international organization that if from Mrs. Wu aspect, we could see it from the commercial side. You are coming from the non-governmental organization. How do you see, from your perspective, the cooperation of Israel, the place of Israel in this area?
Yes, thanks for you. My name is Luo Xiang. You just call me Roy, and from UNIDO Beijing office. We have a lot of experience can be shared with other NGO or government-based organization to do high-tech transfer. Actually, we have established 2 platforms in China. One in Changzhou, we introduced 7 Israel-based high-tech to China, which can be adapted to Chinese market. Technology is only technology. If you only put money, that's not enough. So we have to put money and technology, maybe Israel-based, and Chinese entrepreneur and Israel entrepreneurs together. That can be growth faster. That can be growth to a big trade. Maybe push to the Chinese public market, kind of this. So we established the first one high-tech incubator between China and Israel. Most of technology from Israel. And just like solar and water saving and just like bioagriculture. The second one we established in 2011 in Wuhan. Wuhan is the capital of the Hubei province. That is particularly in the sector of bioagriculture between Israel and China. So far, we have introduced almost 10 bioagriculture-based technology to incubator in that area. It's very success. Yeah. So the success business model to high tech between China and Israel. So the the first one, you have to establish the one team. They just combined by Chinese entrepreneur and Israel technician, Israel scientist. So that is a combined team. The second one, you have to one capital. You have to establish one fund. Use the money, maybe 30% from the government, from Chinese government, and others from the China market based. Use that money to water the seed, to water the small tree. So the last one, but not least, you have to just like one entrepreneur advisor. Okay. Advisor. Use the experience, use the business linkage, use the networking from the advisor team to support the startup company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Jonny Chong, you're entering into this area from an organization that is specializing in technology transfer.
Yes.
Would you please elaborate about it and tell us more about what is technology transfer and what is the organization and the opportunities that you see through Israel to this perspective?
Okay, thank you. We actually helping not just technology transfer. The term is not quite correct. We're using actually it's a technology commercialization. We help the basic research or try to integrate different kind of research for application in order to commercialization. So the thing is, when we think about the S.T.A.R.S Foundation, actually over 200 different researchers and scientists over the world, and we did successfully to help a number of companies, which is before they are only researcher, and now they are the CEO or the CTO of the company, and they are growing quite fast in terms of the company, and we actually promote the sustainable technology in order to help human civilization to shake hand with nature, and this is our mission. But when you talk about technology commercialization, you have two things. One is innovation, and the other thing is the innovation and the ecology of the innovation. That means if you have the innovation like Israel, there's a lot of different kind of the innovation, and most of them, they are quite destructive. And this destructive innovation and how they can actually commercialize and to scalability. And I think Luo Xiang have talked about the scalability in China. And S.T.A.R.S Foundation is actually more than just China. But in fact, we are coming to the same conclusion. China is the best place for the commercialization, for scalability, especially when Israel technology, they want to create their own business ecology. I think China, the scalability is very important platform to accelerate your entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. China, with its size of market, is, of course, maybe the best place for this commercialization. I would be happy to, if you please pass the mic, since your responsibility is not only R&D-wise, but also sales-wise, can you give us some details regarding commercialization about the place of Israel, not only as a source of technology, but also as a market? How do you see Israel in the broad view of markets that you're dealing with?
Well, I can only talk about the solar. Well, as everybody witnessed, Israel has been the fastest country in this region to adopt the solar energy. out of many reasons, but one reason is the sun is so generous here. So it is really a pity not to harness this solar energy resource. So today, with the company like SunTech, we can provide the solutions, to help people to utilize the solar energy. So in that sense, I think even I learned that Israel has discovered a great big gas reserve, right? But I still think why not we keep the reserve for the future generations and then try to utilize what you can utilize. So
is Israel still important even though we are a market of only 7 million people, which is a small city in China?
Well, Israel itself maybe has a limits, but Israel people they are not just active in Israel. They are really brave, entrepreneurial, and then they are really active in many parts of the world. And then they also can, open the market, for SunTech in other regions. So in that sense, I think Israel is very important to us.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's switch to Mr. Kwok, Mr. Alfred Kwok, also from this perspective that we talked before. Can you give us cases that you were exposed to regarding cooperation with Israel, technology from Israel, and the commercialization in China that can give us, the look and feel regarding things that we are discussing so far?
Okay, thank you. Anyway, number one, Israel company, Israel people are very good innovators, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Number two is, of course, Israel market is small and limited. So the best way for any innovation is get into a bigger market, able to scale up faster, especially our virgin market. We are not talking about displacement. It means you go to a market, there's nothing. So you can able to occupy it, okay? And the local can adapt it. China seems to fit this category. Mm-hmm. But the challenge for the China market is IP protection. Okay. So what I'm part of I'm an IP advisor to S.T.A.R.S Foundation. What we want to bring to the party is how to leverage the Hong Kong rule of law and British system for IP protection into China, okay? So that is essential, and so that is one of our key platforms.
Do you have cases, existing cases, stories that can present this issue, already projects that took place in this direction?
Yes. Now, there's one company we have, definitely, but it's a Hong Kong company, getting into the China market. Number one is, instead of selling product, we ask them to sell service. So the product is embedded into the system. So being selling service, they are not subjected to life cycle of the product, okay? So the product obsolescence is not an issue as long as providing the function. So it's GPS system, okay? They embed the unit on the truck. It's a cross-border traffic, okay? And the truck is monitored 24 hours. So the owner knows all the efficiency of the operation, so he knows how to make money, how money is made. So you provide a high level of business intelligence.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Thank you. Mr. Roy Luo, let's add to this a bit of a vision to the future. You have a long experience with technologies, with organizations, with governments, naturally. And China now is changing. China is becoming more and more technological, more and more advanced. The production is moving more and more towards the direction of advanced technology products. Looking to the future, do you see any new trends or any changes in the place of Israel in the commercialization and the implementation of technologies in China?
Yes. Averagely, the success ratio of international high-tech transfer is less than 20%, which means if you are going to talk about the international high-tech transfer, it's very risky, absolutely. So I think Israel is the same. As my understanding, since the China signed the diplomatic agreement with Israel, at least 30 or 40 years. However, we cannot find the very success story in China of the Israel-based high-tech industrialized in China. So what's wrong? What's happened here? What's the true story there? So I want to share my experience to the Israel technician or Israel scientist to do success business in China. It's still 3-1. I try to get it simple. The first one, you have to have one very open mind to Israel people. From my gut feeling, I met many Israel scientists. Most of the time, they think the technology, the patent is my son. I take care of this too much seriously. So they only want to make the quick money from that market. So you should be patient for that. So the first is open mind.
Let's just briefly, because we are about to finish. Yes, please. Please complete.
The second one is to identify one just like appropriate partners. Which partner can help you do local business linkage, can deal with the local government, try to apply for some incentive policies. Yeah, can do many things from your local partner. Yes. The last one is you have to establish the one local team, your own team. Partner is partner. That is a business partner. Your local team, just like your local CEO, local CTO, local CFO, doesn't matter. Use your local team to find what's a true story in China. Maybe there's some dirty story there. You have to find the truth and then use the truth to support your job.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very important.
Thank you very much. Let's finish really briefly with the last minute that we have. Mr. Alfred Kwok, do you have one advice that you may give to the Israeli entrepreneur that you would like to commercialize his innovation in China?
I think the important is don't fear about losing the IP. It can be managed. Okay? There's opportunity in China.
Thank you very much. And Mrs. Holly Wu, you as the commercial partner here of the panel, what is your advice or recommendation to the Israeli entrepreneur?
I'm not in the position to give advice, but I believe good technology does not belong to anybody. It belongs to the world. So if you cannot make it utilized by the world, it means nothing. So again, I think open-minded is very important.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and have a good time in Israel. Welcome. Thank you.